Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse back at the action track of the East after a thrilling opening day weekend. This is the second episode of our pre-race preview sponsored by Viper Graphics. Let's get into it. We're coming to you live from the action track of the East after a thrilling opening day weekend to unpack all the action from last week. This week's episode will have some interviews with Lenny Guy, rookie Brenden Labelle, and we also talk to Brady back at home. Let's start off this week's episode in the hot seat with me, Giuliana Vanasse. We unpack a lot of stuff with veteran driver Lenny Guy. We talk about what's motivating him to still be racing here at Seekonk Speedway after all these years, and what has changed from when he first started in the sports trucks to now. Let's take a look. Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse. We're back in the hot seat with G. Today, I'm joined by sport truck veteran Lenny Guy. Lenny, thank you for talking with me today. And first, let's start off. How does it feel to be back at Seekonk Speedway?
Oh, it feels great. Truck is fast. Hoping to repeat what I finished off the year with last year.
Let's go back to ending on a high note last year. What did it mean to you? You were struggling a little bit in the beginning, but as the season kept going, you grabbed more momentum and you finished with a win. What did that mean to you?
Met the world. It was totally unexpected. For the past 15 years, I thought about quitting before the season started. This year, I had no thought whatsoever of that. I couldn't wait to get back here.
How much time in the garage led to that moment?
Actually, oddly enough, very little.
Really?
By Monday night, I was ready every week.
Wow.
Come Friday and Saturday, I didn't know what to do with myself because I'm used to thrashing on it all week, going crazy. It was the easiest season I had in a long, long time.
Walk us through your typical week. Obviously, you're a very busy guy, but how do you manage to find time in the garage?
Don't bother to sleep. I've had many nights where I'm out there till 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been out there, gone in, cleaned up, changed my clothes, and gone to work.
Wow, that's crazy. Persistency seems to be the key. What got you through those hard moments and made sure that you didn't give up?
The need for speed. Just going around the track and just getting what I could out of the junk I had.
You're a seasoned veteran. There's a lot of young guns coming up this year. We have Richie Helger Jr., Jordan Duquette. How do you think it's going to be racing against those younger kids?
Well, they've already raced in other stuff, and they got heads on their shoulders. I think it's going to be pretty good. Actually, the past few years, it's been better than it's been in a long time.
Very packed, very competitive fields. Yeah. What would you say is the best moment so far in your career?
Other than winning at the end of the season last year, the 2019 Triple Crown champion, because I was a second alternate, and all of a sudden they tell me, you're in it. And the next thing you know, I'm sitting in the catbird seat, and off we go.
Is there something you're still chasing and a reason why you're still here racing week in, week out?
It would be nice to get a championship. I'd just like to get wins, but I just love to drive fast. Unfortunately, luckily, I don't have a big pile of tickets, but I drive just as crazy on the street.
What has been your favorite moment in your entire career as a whole? Any awesome battles?
Probably back in 2010 because both the heat race and a feature, I beat Rick Martin, and both the heat race and the feature, I beat, I forget if it was Eddie Gannon or Mike Caballero.
How has driving changed since when you first started racing sport trucks here at Seekonk to now?
How much what?
How much has the driving style changed or maybe needs behind the scenes?
I think I'm pretty much still the same, but the trucks have changed a lot. And the attitudes have changed a lot. It's less crazy. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot more respect now than there used to be.
True. Is there any standing things you think the fans should know before coming to Seekonk Speedway?
Got me at a blank on that one. Just be ready for some fun and to eat some tire smoke.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. You did a great job. We hope to see you here soon, race fans.
Thank you.
Want some cash in your pocket? Petty Auto Salvage is your call for junk car and old equipment removal. Call Petty Auto Salvage today at 774-955-2160 and put some cash in your pocket.
Next up in the hot seat, I have an interview with former Fast Friday standout and current rookie Brenden Labelle. Brenden and I talked about what goes on behind the scenes, his goals and aspirations for the year, and where he sees himself in the near future. Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse. We're in the hot seat with G. I'm joined by driver Brenden Labelle. Brenden, how was your off season?
It was definitely a little bit of a change up. We got rid of one of our legends. We definitely learned a lot with the late model. We're working hard, just trying to get this thing set up, ready to go, and be good to go for today.
Speaking of moving to divisions, you're a rookie this year in the late models. What does that mean to you?
Just want to keep the car in one piece, improve every week. I feel like more finishes will come along if we just keep the car in one piece, keep working on it, and finishes will come.
So far, from the little you have been driving the car, what's been the biggest adjustment to racing a smaller car like the Legend to a bigger stock car like the late model?
Definitely closed wheel racing. Open wheel racing like the Legends is you can really wheel on the outside, but you really got to manage your car here and keep the wheels on it. We'll be all good to go.
Let's take a step back in memory lane. Where did you start racing, and how did you get into the sport?
I got into the sport from my grandfather and my dad. We weren't doing anything one weekend, went down to Little T Speedway for a look at the quarter midgets. Lo and behold, a week later, we had one sitting in our garage. But, from quarter midgets, we went to bandos here in 2019, won the first race ever I ran. Ran the bandos for about 2 years, picked up a couple wins, then moved on to the Legends. Took me a year or two to get a first win, but ran Legends for about 3 years, started traveling, and now here we are.
So far in your journey, what has been the moment that stuck out to you the most and has impacted you the most as a driver?
Probably winning. Just love winning. Don't like losing like any race car driver out there, but definitely learning and just doing your best you can.
With the highs also comes the lows. Is there any moment that sticks out to you that maybe made you steer away from it, or did it make you learn and be better?
We definitely have had our ups and downs in our past, a couple incidents here and there, but we overcome them. It's definitely came close to like I want to quit, but we kept chugging through it, and here we are today.
Has there been any specific driver that you've looked up to as you were younger and maybe climbed the ranks?
I would like to say my dad, but he hasn't had the best pass. But definitely Carson Hosevar, Larson out there. Larson's probably the best there is, and try to watch him and learn as much as I can, and hope to be there one day.
In the Legends, you were known as a more aggressive driver, but it did help you find success and be up front. Is there anything from the Legends that you're going to take into the late models?
Definitely not the aggressiveness. We want to keep the front nose on this thing. But I feel like the Legends taught you a lot of car control, and hopefully we can carry it on to the late model.
Walk me through a typical week in your life. You're still a high school senior, so how challenging can it be to find time in the garage?
It's definitely a little difficult with school and works. I'm in a trade school. But even if that means late night in the garage, and that's what it is. When you got a lot to do, you got to get it done for that side of the races.
Is there any outstanding advice you have for younger fans?
Follow your dreams. Whatever comes, it will come slow, but it will eventually be there. Just stay true, and you'll get there one day.
Finally, what's one thing you think fans don't know that they should know coming to Seekonk Speedway?
You erase that one? Bruh. I gotta think of that. Hold on. What is this supposed to be? All right, I got it. There's a lot of work that goes into these cars. They ain't just putting them cars out on the track, and we put a lot of time and effort for you guys to put on a show. So hope you guys enjoy.
All right, thank you so much, Brenden. You did a great job. Good luck tonight, and we hope to see you here soon, race fans.
Thank you.
Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse back at the action track of the East after a thrilling opening day weekend. This is the second episode of our pre-race preview sponsored by Viper Graphics. Let's get into it. Opening day at Seekonk Speedway delivered plenty of storylines, but one of the biggest came from the Sport Trucks division. After a frustrating end to the 2025 race season, Tim Bolger Jr. came into 2026 with something to prove, and he wasted no time making a statement. The former Fast Friday Sport 4 standout charged his way to victory lane in the number 1 machine, coming the very first winner of the new season at Seekonk Speedway on NASCAR Saturday night. But it wasn't easy. Former Fast Friday champion Scott Custodio had the legendary former Rick Martin number 14 out front early, and the battle really heated up halfway when Bolger made a bold outside move on a restart to take control for good. Hey Brady, what are your thoughts on Bolger's impressive breakthrough win, Custodio's impressive debut with the new team, and a little look ahead into next week's Everett's Auto Part Triple Crown for the sport trucks? Brady?
Tim Bolger came into last weekend exactly, doing what he wanted to do, and that was making a statement early in 2026. And he had a great year last year, right? Not many people had him in that one team in the Sunoco drive for the Cup, but he proved a lot of people wrong, and he grew stronger as the season went on. So it's nice to see him picking up right where he left off. And as for Scott Custodio, good things are going to happen to good drivers in fast race cars or race trucks, right, depending on the division. So it's not a big shocker to see Scott in second place in his first truck race in his career, behind the 14. And looking ahead to the Triple Crown, I'm going to expect, the guys that have been there before, right, the Jake Venedas and the Mike Cavalleros of the world to, step up and contend for a Triple Crown and possibly win the race on Saturday.
And if the late model season opener is any indication, fans better buckle up for what could be one of the most competitive divisions at Seekonk Speedway in 2026. Ryan Flood may not be chasing the full-time championship this year, but the driver of the number 98 proved he's going to be a factor every time he unloads. Ryan tracked down Chase Belcher in a thrilling mid-race battle for the lead, grabbed the top spot on lap 15, and then survived multiple late race restarts, including a thrilling green-white checkered finish to score the opening day victory. Meanwhile, young Ryan Vanasse Jr. made a huge statement in his first full late model campaign, charging through the field to finish second, while defending champion Charlie Rose quietly started off his title defense with the podium run. Add in some names like Ray Lovelace and Andrew Gomes battling through adversity for top 5 finishes, and this division already looks stacked. Let's send it now back home to Brady in his home studio for a deeper breakdown of the late models and what we learned from opening day.
What we learned is this division is going to be wild, it's going to be wacky, it's going to be unpredictable, it's going to be everything that we thought it was going to be in the off season and possibly more, especially if Ryan Flood decides to run a bigger schedule at Seekonk than he originally planned. Picked up the opening day win, looked really strong, great side-by-side battles with Chase Belcher and the Everett's 35. So yeah, this is what we thought it was going to be. And Ryan Vanasse Jr. looked fantastic. Charlie Rose, no surprise to see him on the podium. Great runs for those two. Andrew Gomes, we talked about him, got caught up in an incident early on in the race. But the biggest one I'm looking at is if Ryan Flood decides to run a bigger schedule at Seekonk, how does that division flip on its head?
If opening day proves anything in the Sportsman's division, it's that 2026 is going to bring a whole new cast of contenders to the front of the pack at Seekonk Speedway, with defending champion Adam Petty and some of the division's longtime heavy hitters moving on. The door is wide open for someone to make a statement, and Randy Moretti kicked that door down in a big way. Moretti looked fast all afternoon, but the battle for the lead was anything but easy. Josh Hedges and Nick Brightman put on one of the best side-by-side fights of the day after Hedges used the outside groove to grab the lead on lap 11. But in the race, Moretti powered his way past both contenders and took control on lap 20, drove his way to score his first ever career victory on a Seekonk Speedway Sportsman weekly night race. And the competition behind him was intense all the way to the checkered flag, with Scott Skaradinsky Jr. and Jimmy Pepe Sylvia battling hard inside the top 5. Now back to Brady in his home studio for more on the always exciting and unpredictable Sportsman's division.
Gee, we said on the broadcast on Saturday that our Sportsman division was one of the most exciting and tight divisions in the Northeast, possibly the entire country when it comes to the O'Reilly Auto Parts local racing series. Saturday proved that. Randy Moretti, his first ever regular season Sportsman win at Seekonk. That's not surprising, considering his resume and how he's looked in past years. The real question is who's going to fill in the gaps, right? We talked about that on Saturday as well, with Adam Petty, Colby, and Jeremy Lambert going touring and running part-time schedules. Adam might be running the late model. And we mentioned Randy as a name that could potentially, fill the big shoes that were left behind. Now we're looking at like Scott Starditsky Jr. and Nick Brightman and Josh Hedges, among others, to possibly fill in those shoes as the season goes on.
The biggest storyline entering into the 2026 season at Seekonk Speedway might just be the chase for history. After capturing his 9th Pro Stock Championship in 2025, David Darling opened up the new NASCAR Local Racing Series season looking every bit like a driver determined to make it an even 10 titles. Darling wasted no time making a statement on opening day, tracking down Mike Brightman after a thrilling early battle and driving away to score the first Pro Stock win of the new season. But the road to the championship, number 10, will not come easy. Brightman looked incredibly strong before mechanical troubles, knocking him out of contention, but you can bet next week he'll come back fired up and ready to go. Meanwhile, one of the most feel-good stories of the night belonged to former champion Kenny Spencer. After having to start in the rear early on, Spencer carved his way through the field for an impressive podium finish, a huge momentum boost after a few difficult seasons. And don't overlook Nicholas Scully either, who kept Darling honest late in the race and opened up the year with a strong runner-up finish. Now let's send it back to Brady in his home studio for more on David Darling's chase for number 10 and loaded up Pro Stock field ready to challenge him in 2026.
Well, I want to start with the field. Kenny Spencer. I mean, what a story! What a race Kenny ran. Started deeper in the field, and that looked like Kenny Spencer back in 2003. How he just quietly moved his way up through the field and secured his first podium finish in a number of years. So congratulations to Kenny. But yeah, when Dave took the lead, I said to myself, I said, yeah, there's no way he's given this up. And credit to Mighty Mike. I mean, drove a great race, and he should have a lot to be proud of, and he's gonna have a great season. But I mean, Dave was fast, and the quest for 10 as I guess we can call it, it's on, and it's gonna be strong, and it's gonna be hard to knock him off.
Got tire trouble? Everett's Auto Parts Tire Center in Brockton has you covered. From tire repairs to full replacements, their fast, affordable service gets you back on the road in no time. Stop by or call today. Everett's Tire Center, keeping New England rolling.
Thanks for riding along with me, race fans. I'm Giuliana Vanasse signing off. Make sure you come here this week if the rain holds off. If not, come back May 16th for the JNR Precast 150. It's going to be a crazy night. The modifieds are coming back. It's going to be an action-packed night, both this Saturday if it holds off and on the JNR Precast 150. See you soon.